And in this comic book layout, you had all the important stuff that you should have in your comic book layout. You had the title, right? You put a space for the title. You had the name of your company, right? Whoever you are, could be, the Brian Comic Publishing Company or the Jacqueline Publishing Company. You had your price, you had your logo that you're going to invent to be your own original logo. And then the image in there was going to be your character, not my character. I drew my character because I don't know what your character looks like, but you were going to do your character. So the reason I'm bringing this up is a lot of people started turning in pre-sketches of exactly what I drew with all my lettering, my publishing house, my title that I came up with. It's got to be yours, man. It can't be mine. Um, I showed you where stuff goes. The rest is going to be up to you. So that's going to be really important for making this comic book look good. Now, today we're going to talk a little bit about what should be in the comic book and maybe some mistakes you can avoid. How serious your comic book has to be, because maybe it doesn't have to be serious at all. It could be a comedy type comic book, because those are funny too. Uh, but then after that, we're going to start talking about shading. I might show you an example of shading today. I might not. I do have a day off next week where I got to go in for some medical stuff. So I will leave a video on how to do shading with you guys. Also, Friday is the Teacher Institute Day. So you've got Friday off. Congratulations. 3-day weekend after 2 weeks off. That's pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at some of these comic books. All right, so as we take a look at this comic book right here, whoops, not that one. What on earth seems wrong with this comic book? It's sideways. All right. So here's the thing. I love this artist. When I was a teenager, this is how I would daydream. I would daydream in the way this guy drew comic books. If I could draw comic books like him, I would be the happiest man on earth, probably next to him, who could do it way before I could. This was an idea he had. And at that point, John Byrne could do no wrong. So he just started messing with us and seeing what he could do to make comics different. This was a horrible idea, because if you were to turn this counterclockwise 90 degrees and put it in a comic stand, you wouldn't be able to read the word Fantastic Four. You would see half of the Human Torch's body. That's not very good. A few years later, the guy who created Spawn, Todd McFarlane, tried it again. And it was a little more successful, at least as far as being able to find your comic book in the comic book store. Because at least when he put his in like this, you could read X-Force joined Spider-Man. Still, I understand the idea of changing your format to do something new. This didn't really work. All right. Now, let's get this guy in here too. Other ideas that you could do for your comic book. Let's say there's a lot of stuff that you want to show from your comic book. You kind of want to give a brief synopsis on your cover about all these parts. You don't have to do that, but some of you who are really into it might want to think about doing a collage type comic cover where all your other stuff is the same. You've got your logo up here in the upper left. You've got your comic company group. You've got your character's name as the one point. We're going to be doing really the comic as the final project. Now, there might be another project right after the comic before we're out of this class. But this is going to be kind of the big point project. It's going to be worth 5 grades instead of a single grade. So like I said yesterday, will it save you if you didn't do anything else? No, of course not, because you would have 5 out of 35 credits. That's not so good. Um, but is it going to help your grade a lot if you've already got your grade up? Yeah, it's going to be worth quite a bit of points. So you can decide, like I did the one yesterday with my figure as just a way to show you what you could put, how you could put your character in there and get a building in there, which would count as your house. And I don't remember if I drew a tree in yours. I did that demo with a bunch of different classes. But this would be a way where you could break up. Here's one scene of the book. There's a monster. Here's another scene of the book. Here's the bad guy. Here's another scene of the book. And that way, if you needed to draw an outside scene and do a tree, you need to do another scene and show a building to be the house. You had your character in the middle to stand for your person. Um, you could do that. That's an option you have. And that collage cover comic book thing, that's been around for a long time. And they try to do that to make comic books look more exciting. And so you buy them. All right. What I haven't talked about, comic code. If you notice, everything that we've looked at so far has the comic code, has an issue number. Here's another great one that is based on Star Wars. Got your title across the top, your price, your issue number, comic code, people in action doing something. No, you don't have to do a whole comic book. We're just doing the cover. If we had more time, yeah, we might be doing a few pages. Here's one, and this is the darkest comic book I've ever seen. Now that's not true, but it's one of the. Um, you will notice a lot of stuff missing from here that we're supposed to have in our comic book. Like, what is missing from this cover that we need in ours? Price, probably because it's on the back. But you're right. Price should be on the front. What else are we missing? Name of the company's not even on there, right? So we're missing a price. We're missing the name of the company. What else is missing? Like, this thing is missing almost everything that we were talking about needing in a picture. The authority thing, comic authority, comic code, completely gone. All right. Part of the reason from that is this is about a serial killer that used to eat people. This is based on a true guy. So yeah, the comic code thing went out the window on that. All right. So there's a lot of stuff missing here. Does it get our person? Yes. As far as a person, house, and tree, it's got our person. Does it have our house? Yes. Because we've got our room, right? We're showing an interior room. Is it a very good room? No, it's pretty vacant. But it shows the space, right? It is missing our plan. All right. Now, your comic book doesn't necessarily have to be real serious. If you want to do a comic book, you know, like this one's about Jesus fighting Poseidon, you could do that. If you wanted to do, like, I don't know how many people have seen The Tick, is a very over the top kind of comedy superhero TV show that is actually a comic book first. If you wanted your character to be have a really weird power like Matter Eater Lad, yeah, that was a real character. You could do that. Um, or a character known as the Tooth. There's been a lot of really weird ideas over the course of history, and some of them actually end up becoming very popular. Squirrel Girl was done as a joke by Marvel Comics. Now she's a character that's actually in normal continuity. So at some point, I fully expect for her to show up on Disney Plus with her own TV series. What's her power? She talks to squirrels. All right. And this was another comic book, Man Eating Cow. It was from the Tick comic book TV series that we just kind of talked about. You do see everything that you need. You see the NEC logo, which is the publisher. You see the title. You see the Tick logo. You see the price. You see the number. You don't see the comic code. All right, cool. All righty. As we take a look at these that I did as examples a few years ago, what looks messed up on the one on the left? What should I have done differently? Or if you want to say what's missing on the one on the left. Once again, there's no comic code on the one on the left. There is a comic code on the right. Let me ask you this question. What's messed up with the title of the comic book? Why could that have been better? It's not centered. It's shoved in there. Honestly, when I started drawing this thing, I didn't plan on it being a comic book, but I was teaching the comic book lesson at the time, and I put in a title and I didn't measure it. So, yeah, the one on the left, not centered, looks pretty clumsy, to be completely honest. All right. Now we're supposed to have a person, house, and tree in here. What's it missing as far as my person, house, and tree guideline? What's it missing? Actually, both of them are missing. So if we look at both comics and we're trying to grade it on having a person, a house, and a tree, no tree or no house in either one. All right. I kind of went with the collage view on this one on the right. I think the one on the right's a better cover. I don't think it's a better drawing. I think this is a more striking drawing. But with the way this is centered and the way this is set up, I think this one just is a better overall cover, even though this one is a more exciting drawing. All right. So, yeah, sometimes even I screw up. Here's a more recent one that I did. Has the exact same problem. It is missing basically a house. there's not even a room line there, and it's missing our tree. It's got people. I like my people in there. It's done in a real strong black and white for most of it. It has just spot color. But yeah, this as far as the setup, we've got most of it. We've got the publishing name, we got the logo, we got the price, the issue number, the comic code. We have a title, but we want our title to be three-dimensional. So we're kind of even missing that on this one here. All right. The one on the left is like a mat. Oh, you know why that looks like a mat? Because it's in a frame. And that's the way the picture took. Also, these are done with school markers. So, like a lot of this that you see that is uneven, that's because I was rushing. Like if I had gone with that little oval method I show you guys how to do shades with, this would have been as even black as that piece here, and it would have looked a lot better. These are huge. These are like, I don't know, they're bigger than probably 36 inches by something, by 22. Yeah, these are not little drawings. These are really stupidly large. Even this one I think is like 18 by 12. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna stop my share there. I'm gonna give you guys this time in class to do any of this, take in this sketch that we started and start changing things. This is still going to be your pre-sketch, so get your ideas on there. Then I'm probably going to have you trace it onto another sheet of paper and then shade it. If we were back in school, we would be adding color and it would be a lot more fun, at least for you guys and me. But there's nothing wrong with doing black and white. That last one was black and white and it looks pretty good. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat or yell out. I'll play you guys some tunes, and I'll give you a chance to do some work today. All right.